Or we're coming down, breaking major support resistance areas. So that's probably what we'll be looking for in terms of a more bullish type of price action. Until then, I am bearish until proven otherwise. Because again, this is proven to be quite successful of a retest. It's not, pumping yet, but we're not falling below the line again. All right, anyway. Yeah, Rocky, this core is usually buggy, so anytime you feel like you're the only one, just rejoin. All right, so we can only look at that, and then we'll look at one more, BTC dominance. That's another one that I look at a lot. What we don't want to see is BTC dominance continue to increase, because as it increases, it kind of like undermines all the altcoins. So especially with USDT dominance increasing, you don't want to see BTC dominance increasing at the same time, because then that will be catastrophic for alts. So we are approaching a level of high probability area. So if we do come up here and start rebounding, that's actually not going to be horrible for alts, right? But if we do come up here and somehow we break through this area, then we can have a little bit of trouble, right? But you can see the dominance, BTC dominance came a long way down, right? Used to be extremely high, and then kind of like the second level is around here, 72%, is now like ranging around, 50 to about 55%. So it's highly possible that it's going to reach the 60 plus point again. If it does that and breaks through, then that may or may not be really good for alts. So just kind of pay attention on the dominance as well. What we want to see is the dominance have a big break. That's when all season starts, like here. That's when all season kind of starts. It was back in 2021, right? A lot of the all-time highs happened during this time for alts. I just kind of pay attention to that as well. So this is a quick market update. All right, for some of you guys who are new, the way I do my streams is a little bit different. So for you guys, you can ask any question about how to read charts, how to do analysis, kind of take a look at some of the things you want to look at. If you got any questions about trend lines, order blocks, Fibonacci's, all the basics, feel free to ask the questions, and I'll try to teach you guys as much as I can. If you guys don't have any questions, the second thing we can do is we can take a look at some coins, and then I can, kind of give you answer some of the questions on those coins. We can do that too. And finally, if you guys have no coins of interest, then I'll just spend the rest of the time, do a little bit of scalping. You guys can follow, make some money, or you can learn from the scalping, right? So if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot. I don't know yet. I haven't really taken a look at it yet. So we'll know a little bit later. If we do get too short. I mean, we do get to scalp. I'm gonna wait for a few more seconds for questions. If you have questions, let me know. You have no questions, then do you have a coin you want to look at? If you do, type out the coin, and then make sure you give me some context. Let me know what you're looking for those coins. Okay. So do you guys just want to scalp then? Yeah. In that case, we can probably just scalp. All right. If we're just scalping, then it's pretty simple. Let me take this out. Okay, so I've been scalping a little bit this morning. Made some profits. Okay, I'll see you, Colonel. So right now, if we just simply look at the structure, we are somewhat in a bullish recovery structure. So we have a pretty obvious higher highs, and the last part is just ranging right now. But we have somewhat of a trend line that is happening like right around here. So we're kind of like going up in a sense. So I would assume that we're on our way to challenge the break of structure again. Therefore, I'm looking for some sort of rebound to look for a potential, long. We're also printing this order block. this bearish bullish order block. So if we're able to actually engulf this wick and be able to kind of consume the liquidity here, I'm pretty bullish. So we can be bullish all the way to the BO, the breakup structure from this point. And then if it does come down, we can DCA. We have this trend line from the macro level and this trend line from the macro. We also have an order block, kind of like a little zone here with Fibonacci level to support. Yeah, so we just broke out this level range a little bit. I think we're about to break out. So we'll wait for this candle to close. Again, if it closes as a bullish order block, I will just jump in a small position. So get your positions ready. This is live, right? Okay, market open. Okay, so kind of be patient. Look at this candle. If we have a better entry, we will take it. But it looks like it wants to go, so I'm just gonna jump in. And my TP is just gonna be up in the breakup structure. But I will pay attention to this fib though, because he can rebound. Momentum-wise, MACD is showing pretty decent momentum. We are a little bit high on the RSI, but it's okay. So we'll see. What I was thinking is it'll probably come down and tap into liquidity, then go up. That's usually what happens when you have a new order block. But we'll see. My DCA points will be right around this point. Kind of like the middle. So my DCA will be right over here. This is where I DCA 2. At about 63,891. And then I'll probably have a final DCA somewhere down here. Yeah, I'll probably DCA around this line here. Let me take these out. Okay. So we have another order block here based on this fib. This fib seems to be feeling quite sturdy. So I might DCA another one over here. That's kind of like my setup for now. Okay. It doesn't really look like it wants to come down that much though. Momentum is still building. That's good. Let's see how the volume is doing. Volume is decent. It's not incredible, but it's decent. So I always knew that there's going to be some resistance here, right? Because the wick is still here. We still need to take time to absorb all the selling pressure up here. The reason why I jump in is because of the order block. There's a way to connect. Just depends on what exchange it supports. You know, but it's pretty buggy. So I don't recommend you kind of place your trades through TradingView. You'll probably just, you know, kind of do all your analysis here and then have a tab switch in between, right? So you actually place your trades on the actual tab. Because most of the guys here who participates and trades, they actually trade directly on their exchange. But as they kind of watch my stream, as I give the buy and sell signals, they simply just go ahead and click on the buy sell now. It makes it a little bit easier. So also more reliable too. The rest is waiting. Waiting for the price to develop. We don't have a huge amount of volume right now. So this might take a while, you guys. While waiting, you guys can feel free to ask any questions if something came up. Overwatch? I'm not playing competitive at the time. I'm just kind of messing around in quick games. I mean, if you play, you can come and carry me. I'm still pretty new, dude. You can use some help. I am familiar with volume footprint. I learned that from OTW, right? So we use Excel charts. The problem with volume footprint is that I think it's a little bit more too advanced for most common folks. It's really for the geeks, right? That's not a you know, that's a compliment. It's for those people who really kind of live with the numbers. I just think that there's too much data, too much things going on for people to actually be able to look at a volume footprint chart and be able to make proper decisions. So I personally don't scalp with it. I mean, it's great if you can understand it. It's awesome. Trading sway. I think I just gave the whole BTC analysis earlier. So I don't think it's gonna go directly to 72. I gave a couple of important levels. If you guys have screenshots, you can share with them. Yeah, no worries. I think it's probably gonna be on its way down. We're currently printing a bearish momentum on the weekly chart. So I think it's probably gonna make a lower low. It will have a lower high first. So we're currently on the lower high wave. And then we'll likely have to kind of print a lower low, in my opinion. It's not that the whole market is bearish. It's just I don't think we had enough liquidity to break through the all-time high barrier. Thank you, Barrett. So those are some of the areas where I think is price might have a reaction to. That means if the price were to go there and rebound, you can potentially go long there, but just don't plan on holding it for a moon back, right? You will go long there, and when it goes to the previous high, local highs, you'll probably just try to sell it, make a quick buck. If you're buy and hold, you're not supposed to be selling anyways. You're just kind of buying at every dip. Hopefully, as you get to new all-time highs, you start selling. But I don't know if you guys know, I'm not a swing trader, so I don't like to hold things for too long. I do have a moon bag and an investment portfolio. That's for, when things take off. I do believe in the crypto market and the future of it. It's just for, general purposes, I prefer scalping. Being able to trade daily and profit daily, that's what I'm about. So I'm not too concerned about the current price action. If we look at the simple fibs, go from here to let's say here. This was a 618 kind of like retracement ish. If I only use the body, this is the wick is pretty much a 618 also. So when it has a 618 retracement, usually is also going to go up, meaning the trend should continue. We did print a bearish order block here, but it's pretty small, so I don't think it's gonna be an issue. And if we extend to the next candle up, then this is more close to a 3-2 correction. Yeah, so I'm still relatively bullish. It's crazy how the entertainment value of our stream is really depends on the market movement. So if the market decides to move like a snail, it's not very interesting. So yeah, and by now you should probably be able to read the wick action, right? So the wick action. It's probably gonna come down some more. But we're not freaking out because we have, you know, very solid DCA plans. So we're not too worried about, you know, whether our entry is good or not. So this is also a great action, right? Based on this wick action, based on this reaction, we probably will engulf the previous wick. And if it does, if we do, then it's probably going to continue to challenge. So the first level of challenge we need to break is this, right? So if it goes up, it probably react somewhere around this line. And if we can continue to react upwards, then we would then engulf the previous wick. That's when we are in profit. So if the next candle continue to show upward momentum, I might actually add a little bit more position. So that's a good sign. Turning blue. What happened in the US? I wasn't paying attention. A lot of pressure here. So our very, you know, unreliable MACD divergence printed a bear. We'll see if it is correct this time. Wait, Microsoft died? What do you mean? Microsoft network server? Was there a cyber attack? Oh, okay. Well, that's airlines died. No way. Banks died. Well, that's 9/11 in the US. Antivirus had bug and patch. Wow. Well, sounds like a cyber attack. Holy cow. Was that all over the news? Software update. Yeah, well, somebody's got to get fired for that, huh? But I thought they would have redundancies. They should have redundancy, right? Hey, Yan, just wanted to point something out. So this is called a jump, right? Do you see that? Open, close, and then our open is not at the close, right? Do you see that? So this gap is called a jump. So when we have a gap or a jump like this, usually means that the price will probably continue to go where it jumps towards. So if it jumps down, it's likely that it'll continue downwards. See? So watch out for jumps. Usually jumps is indication of an overwhelming amount of, you know, selling or buying. And the speed was so quick that between the open and close, the system weren't able to handle everything, right? So there is a gap. So even though the candle was trying to show bullish, in my mind, this is pretty bearish. Again, we're still literally within the bullish order block. That's why I'm chilling. Another reason why I jumped in long here is because I know we have a long way down, lots of liquidity for them to grab. So if they want to go up, they can. But again, we have to break this yellow line. Reaction is happening. Buy the order block up here, small one. This jump throw me off. This jump's supposed to print bear. But I guess there's a lot more pressure down here. Because we're getting close to the midline too. Usually midline has a lot of pressure too. Okay, so we're getting a reaction off this order block. Exactly at the order block, huh? Check this out. Literally wick a teeny tiny bit into it. The order block starts at 61,193. The candle peaked at 64,194. 64,193, 64,194. Literally $1 into the block. Crazy, huh? Yeah, I don't think a software update can wipe out a country. I don't think that is just someone made a boo boo. It's gotta be a coordinator attack, in my opinion. Or it could be some sort of a test. Some sort of, like a preliminary test. Yeah, that sounds just crazy to me. Yeah, there's no way a software update can wipe out multiple countries. But that also kind of reminds you, right, how crazy things are. All right, we're now much further into the block. Finally, some excitement. Sorry, guys, if you've been bored. Okay, so this is the reason why I go long is because of this big ass block. I kind of knew it's gonna have some sort of reaction, but we still gotta, engulf this. That means if we have a close above the current block, I'm going to add more positions. Until then, I'm just gonna kind of keep where I am at. I'm surprised they still let it fly. Imagine if the software kind of takes over the airplane computer. That might be devastating. It's crazy how we go, extremely digital nowadays. Anything digitally crippled, we're screwed. So, not really a fan of the current price action. Also, MACD is showing, bullish momentum kind of coming down. Not a huge fan, but still we have more liquidity down here, so I'm not too worried about it. If this attempt shows a stronger momentum than previous, that means this block is really weakened. And when it's weakened, typically is, something that you look for to decide if you want to add more position. So this is the opposite, right? What this is showing you is there's still a lot of resistance. So my guess is if it does have too much resistance, it'll probably come down, grab more liquidity here, maybe from the bottom here, and then it's probably gonna go again. So my DCA might not be all the way down here, it might actually be around this area, or maybe around here. Trying to catch the flight. So I'll manually, well, I mean, I'll set it up here, and then depends on the price action, I might just go ahead and enter market. Okay, looks like we're trying the third time. OG is more indecisive. We really need a candle closing above the yellow line. That's what we need. See you, Barrett. You're welcome. Multiple up wicks without any real challenge. It's more signs for price going down. The next time we grab liquidity down here, I might just add DCA. Well, I'm pretty sure it's gonna go down. We also need the price to break below this point to grab more liquidity. Otherwise, it's probably going to be ranging between the lines. Here we go. Do mind that, you know, MACD on here is already crossing as well. Was about to cross. RSI is kind of like even. So I don't think this will be a catastrophic fall. Looks more like a tap. I don't really care which direction it breaks out. Just wanted to have more of a confirmation so I can add, get into a better position. Okay, so it does look like it wants to come down. Structure locally, we have this zone to protect and this zone to break out of. Right? Yeah, okay, well that's the macro, the local, right? The local, we need to protect this zone and break out of this zone. this will probably be better sitting here instead. I mean, this fib seems to be pretty strong too. Yeah, I guess this fib is fine. Yeah, overall, I think I'm still very bullish. It just, when we started the stream, our entry wasn't ideal, but it's okay. I'm still bullish. See how it plays. So it's reacting exactly off this line. But we just crossed, right? So I think the reaction won't be too big. It'll probably come down. On the MACD, we just crossed. What's up, Colonel? So overall, I think I'm longing, Colonel. If you want a long. Well, that was a pretty good place to jump in. But you probably wait a little bit. See if we print a wick up here. If we print a wick, then we'll probably go down some more. So give it a couple of minutes to see how this candle wants to play. Yeah, so that's the wick I'm talking about. If we have a long up wick like this, we'll probably go down some more. That will also confluence with the MACD. MACD have a cross, but it's kind of going sideways. I just recently told Yan, you know, when we're going sideways, MACD is useless. So I'm not placing all my faith in MACD. But the price action seems like it wants to go down more. Yeah. So that seems like the pressure on selling is a little bit higher. Until now. Things change, huh? What is the range between these two lines? 0.1. Yeah, it's too small to trade. Wait for next candle, Colonel. This candle is just jumpy. I wouldn't say real bearish. I'm actually pretty bullish macroly. Well, not macro, but, you know, scalp macro. So I have every reason to think that we're still on our way up until proven otherwise, right? Because if you look at the major structure, we've been kind of printing higher highs and higher lows pretty consistently. Although the higher low is not that far of a gap. The retraces are usually pretty big. But I really think we're probably going to challenge this BOS again. There's reasons to believe that. And it just oops, sorry. Click on the wrong button. And it just engulfed the previous wick, right? So we're about to go real bullish. But we need a close above the lines into the order block. Otherwise, we're not really showing dominance in this area. There's some sort of a death block here. There's a lot of liquidity here we need to clear. Until we can clear it, you know, none of this really make any sense. It also shows you that this low is a significant point, right? It's rebounded once, all the way up here. Second time, now into the block again. So 64.113 is a place you can kind of keep in mind. Okay, now we're officially in the positive. But remember, until we clear this wick, we're still in the unknown. We need a close, which we still have a minute 20. Unless we have a God candle. I'm not celebrating it. See how terrible MACD was, Yen? Because we're sideways. This is MACD showing you why it's unreliable in real time. Not moving because we're absorbing. But we're not retracting either, so that's a good sign. RSI is heading up. I have a feeling that we'll probably hit some sort of hurdle somewhere around here. So we have another order block right here. That's a potential hurdle. We have another one right here, another potential hurdle. So I think relatively safe speaking, I can take TP here. That's probably a bit safer. We'll probably look for TP1 somewhere around this area also. We also have this order block as well. Oh, that's why I knew there was a death block, right? So this is actually an order block right here. If we start retracing, I'm just gonna go out. But do we have enough? Okay, looks like we do have enough. This is another block that we potentially can get some sort of rejection. So I might sell a little bit here, but no, it looks like it wants to go. I'm raising my TP just because the momentum seems to be pretty high. So the next order block we're clearing is going to be this one. If we start retracing here, I will take a partial. So I'm taking a partial. I'm just de-risking because if it wants to go all the way down, I'm thinking that will have probably a bigger reaction here. If it does come down harder, I will add more. But it has to really come down harder though. And it has to come down 62 for 214. So 214 is where my kind of like partial TP took place. 214, that's really low. Wait, 214 is here. What are you talking about? 284, sorry. 284 is where my initial TP was. 284. Okay, so it looks like it's pumping. This is my second point of concern. Are you in profit yet, Yan? Okay, good. Yeah, so we do have an order block here that has to break. Yeah. Nice trim. You can. If you're playing game like me, I probably just put stop loss B and just, go have a round. Come out and see what happens. But since I'm live trading, I'm not gonna really do a stop loss. When you're live trading, because you're just kind of managing it, because you're not gonna allow the price to go all the way down here to get out, right? The moment that it breaks below this previous order block, you should already be out. You know what I mean? The momentum seems strong. The candle is long. It's just we know these are reaction points, right? So if it does hit the reaction point, then you either de-risk or you basically get out. Because it's only the difference, like I'm out now, because this is obviously kind of like a turnaround. So I'm securing my profits and allowing the price to really kind of hit this point. So if it goes up here and tap into the order block some more and have a stronger reaction, then I actually might short just for slightly. But this is, to me, like the price wants to retrace, right? After a pretty strong outbreak. Remember, we're always looking for the retest too, right? So then the question is, where's the retest? So the retest should be down here, but I'm not going to short here simply because we have a pretty strong bullish momentum. So I'm really more like, I want to see if it slowly comes down naturally. Yeah, I'm fully out. So I profited about 200 bucks, 195. It's a quick trade. Yeah, I'm looking for some sort of retest to come down. And the retest will be based on breaking out this order block, right? So if it has some sort of price action come down here and then we show some sort of reaction, then for the retest, I will probably re-enter here. Then that question is really irrelevant. So paper trade, not trade. I'm just showing guys what you can do right now. Like literally, yen is making real money. So what's the point? So my paper trading is just something that I'm currently doing as a disciplinary act. The only time paper trading is bullshit is when you go back into replay and then you're just showing people what you can do based on the replay that you know already the hindsight future. This is live market. So paper trade or exchange trade, real dollars, there's no difference. The wick is showing bullish though, but we haven't tapped into this order block. If we tap into the order block, I'd be more interested to short just a little bit. Another thing that I was kind of checking is the RSI is getting a little bit high. So you haven't gone to this part of the class yet, but later on we'll take a look at RSI. You also kind of help you determine whether or not it's oversold or overbought. If we engulf the previous wick, it's good. But again, we haven't tapped into the block yet. We not only have a block, we have a fib level here. So that's double the confluence. So I'm getting ready to short. Colonel, if you're waiting for a command, depends on the action here, I might short. But don't get too jumpy, right? We need to have an absolute confirmation of a top because we do have a strong momentum of bullish. Meaning if we short in the wrong times, we can be in trouble. Okay, so this block is gone. This is the original TP of the BOS. So if we show signs of reversal at the BOS, that might be where I short. We do have a lot of liquidity up here, up to this fib point, right? This block is pretty much gone, so I'm not gonna really use this block again. It seems like to be a weak block. So I'm just gonna remove it. But we do have an MSR here. So we're looking for a rejection. If we close before the fib line below, and then the second candle also kind of start showing, unable to claim this fib, then it's basically a pretty dominant sign for shorting as well. So if this candle is not able to close above the fib, then I'm also going to be kind of shorting. So I will short here, DC up here for the second short. In fact, I almost want to get into short right now because just currently looking at a very strong short. Came in late. Depends on your entry. Are you currently in profit, Wolf? We're about to reverse. So if you're currently in profit, I'd probably get out right now. Okay. Well, if you're not in profit, then don't worry about it. Meaning that if you're not actually in the trade. But the initial target TP was the BOS, which is at 64,441. We never really reached it. I got out right around, these two arrows. So I got out around 64,363. If you don't considering the wick, I kind of got out at the top, right? So normally at the low time frames, I like to consider just the close and opens. Because the wick you really can't predict or control. All right, so we obviously got rejected off this fib. I am most likely going to short. Colonel, are you here? So I'm initiating a short here. My TP is going to be the retest down here. My DCA will either be the BOS or probably the fib. By the way, yen, you should be out of your long, right? Okay, good. So the rejection here you're seeing is really the leftover. This is called fair value gap, because when candle is moving so fast, some of the order didn't get placed or didn't get filled. So as is trying to retrace, every part of the way is going to have some sort of like a rejection, but it's not really a hard rejection. It's just those orders getting filled, right? The remaining orders getting filled. So this is exactly what I mean, right? So you see this rejection and be like, oh my God, holy crap, it's going to reverse. I don't necessarily think it's going to reverse. It's just that, it's hitting those orders. That's a question my students would know, CR. I know. Don't give me a frown face. I'm not trying to avoid your question. I'm just saying it takes a little bit more than just a few words, to explain why some blocks work, some blocks don't. And, the short answer is you have to watch price action, right? And obviously, there's a lot of things of what you would be looking for. Don't worry about this one. Most likely, we'll probably reject off the same fib. Again, I'm not too worried about it because we're always proud of ourselves in terms of risk management, right? So if it does go up above the fib, we'll probably look for the BOS rejection. And then DCA probably. As long as you DCA properly, it's very hard to actually get into deficits. You just gotta remain calm. In fact, if this candle challenges the fib and still closes below, that to me is confirmation of more of a bearish, situation. Like this, we got 20 seconds to close below it. But if it closes above it, then I'm looking for the DCAs. Because I know a retest is imminent, meaning that anytime we have a breakout, this is considered a breakout. We can almost guarantee a retest. So we did close below the fib line. Let's see if we challenge it again. If we also wake up and come down, then again, that's going to be bearish. In which case, I'll add one more Bitcoin. Are you talking about the yellow fib here, Colonel? Yeah, so that would be an in-class material, right? So I'll show you in-class. It's pretty complicated. And the reason why it's going to be an in-class material, because literally your chart will look like this. And this is not something I can show you literally right now in a few seconds, right? But even though it looks like this, but in the 3-minute time frame, it's just right, just enough to show you all the important levels. So I have my fibs for my scalping, and then I have simple fibs just for a quick reference. So if you're looking for a quick reference, then your quick fib is going to look something like this, right? But obviously, if you're looking at potentially the height here, so that was a 236 comeback. 236 usually suggests that the momentum is still very strong. Bullish can potentially maintain and continue. But then it came down again, trying to tap into 382. So, right now I'm still watching on the macro fib to see how it behaves here. It has about a minute. If it gets rejected again like this and start, reversing, that's when I'm going to add more. If not, I'm just going to add more at the BOS. What I don't like is we did print a bullish order block, right? So you see how this wick tapped into the bullish order block and started to go up again. So this bullish order block is not great for our current short setup. But I am very positive it's going to come down and retest. So right now I'm just trying to get, to a decent amount level and prepare for the retest. So it looks like I finally broke the fib. We're about to challenge the BOS. There's a lot of liquidity here on this MSR too, so not to worry about the short position. As long as you guys are not doing crazy position sizes. Colonel, 0.5 is very good. Conservative. I like that. So I guess me being 2 and 3 and 5 is crazy to you, huh? we gotta up your wallet, Colonel. Yeah, I know. 5K. So we did close above. But you see there's liquidity up here, right? Don't add yet, Colonel. What you don't want to is you don't want to, keep losing on your own, right? So make sure we have a consistent class schedule so I can teach you things so you can make better decisions. The best class is once a week. I know sometimes you can't do that just because of your situation, so I fully understand, but try whenever you can, yeah? That's fine. For the short, right? Yeah. In order for this short to work, we have to DCA properly. So, in hindsight, or in basically if someone just joined the stream right now, they would think this is a terrible trade, right? But that's because we haven't really DCA yet. So it's about to head into our DCA zone. Depends on the price action. I might DCA right on the line, or maybe into the line, or maybe, slightly above at the fib level here. But even without actually entering the zone, you see the liquidity pressure is already there. The pressure is so dominant that it's already pushing it back down. That's what I'm saying. Like, I am ultimately looking for short trades right now. So this is a firm confirmation of a reversal. We're so close to entry. That's why I didn't DCA. How come I didn't DCA here? Because nobody can predict it that there was a dominant force right here to push everything down. I know this area is going to push down, right? I also know there's more liquidity down here, so he might push it up again. So I'm looking at price action to see, where I want to de-risk or take profit. So again, I'm looking for that retest. That retest is literally at 214, 64, 214. Again, this reaction is based on all the orders that didn't fill earlier. It's now filling. But I'm not too worried about, rejecting it all the way up again. This is a pretty obvious retest wave. So I'm pretty sure it's probably going to have some reaction here. But if it does close below that, then RTP should be no problem. Okay, I'm out here just because I don't like that sudden change of pace. But that was me being a chicken. You don't have to be out. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. I think that was just